The flickering candlelight dances across the worn wooden table, casting long shadows that mirror the anxieties swirling within. You perhaps recognize this feeling, the quiet ache in your chest, the unspoken words clinging to your throat, the sense that something vital, something profoundly human, is missing. It's a feeling not unique to you, not confined to this particular moment. It's a universal human experience, a struggle etched into the very fabric of our existence, a silent dialogue between the heart and the world. This isn't about the typical self-help platitudes about positive thinking or embracing your inner goddess. This isn't about pretending the pain doesn't exist. We're looking deeper, into the core of the human condition, exploring the complex dance of desire and expectation, of vulnerability and strength, of the unspoken realities that shape our relationships. We're diving into the often uncomfortable truths about how we perceive and are perceived, particularly within the context of romantic relationships. Consider this: the man burdened by unspoken expectations, seeking validation in a gaze that seems to hold no empathy. He carries the weight of societal pressures, the unspoken demands of a world that often prioritizes outward displays of strength over the quiet courage to endure inner turmoil. He's trapped in a cycle, a relentless pursuit of something elusive, something that feels just beyond his grasp. He's not alone. This is a shared experience, a universal ache within the human heart. We're exploring the intricate web of expectations and the often misunderstood dynamics between men and women. This journey isn't about finding easy answers or quick fixes. It's about acknowledging the complexity of human emotion, the inherent contradictions in our desires, and the subtle ways in which societal expectations shape our personal narratives. We'll delve into the often uncomfortable truths, the unspoken realities that can hinder our ability to connect authentically. It's a path of self-reflection, a journey toward understanding the deeper currents that shape our relationships and our own sense of self-worth. We'll uncover the surprising ways in which strength and vulnerability intertwine, and how true connection requires a willingness to confront the complexities, not shy away from them. Are you ready to embark on this exploration? Now, consider how this applies when you face a perceived lack of appreciation. Is it a reflection of your worthlessness or a reflection of the other person's internal landscape? Often we project our own insecurities onto others, assuming their silence or perceived indifference stems from a judgment of us. This, however, is a misinterpretation. A lack of outward acknowledgement doesn't necessarily equate to a lack of value. Think of a beautiful, intricate piece of pottery. Its beauty isn't diminished if a viewer fails to appreciate it. Its inherent worth remains unchanged. Similarly, your intrinsic worth is not dependent on external validation. Furthermore, explore the concept of expectations, both your own and those imposed by society. Do you find yourself constantly striving for approval? Are you meticulously crafting a persona to garner admiration? These behaviors, while seemingly natural, can be deeply rooted in unmet needs and a desire to feel accepted. We often confuse the need for external validation with a fundamental lack of self-worth. This is a crucial distinction to make. Building upon this, however, consider the interplay of instinct and survival. Our primal drives often influence our actions, shaping our desires and motivations. From a biological perspective, the need for connection and belonging is deeply ingrained. We seek validation, not necessarily to prove our worth, but to ensure our survival and propagation. This isn't to minimize the pain of feeling unappreciated. Instead, it's to understand the biological underpinnings of this emotion. Consequently, recognizing this biological imperative helps us to reframe our perspective. The desire for admiration, therefore, is not necessarily a flaw, it is a part of our human experience. However, the key is to distinguish between this natural drive, and the potentially self-destructive pursuit of external validation. When you feel misunderstood or unappreciated, ask yourself, is this truly a reflection of my worth, or is it a reflection of my own expectations? Conversely, consider the possibility that the lack of recognition might stem from a deeper understanding of the other person's internal world. Maybe they are simply not wired to express appreciation in the same manner as you. Perhaps their silence is not a judgment, but a different form of communication, a subtle language you haven't learned to decipher. This perspective shifts the focus from external validation to internal growth. It fosters self-reliance, emphasizing self-knowledge and inner resilience as the true foundations of strength. Now, consider how this applies when you face subtle dismissals, not overt criticism. A dismissive comment, a fleeting glance, a lack of enthusiastic response, these can sting far more than a direct confrontation. These are the silent saboteurs, the insidious whispers that chip away at your self-assurance, leaving you feeling unseen and unheard. They're often delivered not out of malice, but out of a lack of awareness, a failure to recognize the profound impact their words and actions can have. Think of the delicate petals of a flower, seemingly untouched by the wind, yet slowly wilting in the harshness of neglect. Furthermore, examine the role of societal conditioning. We are often taught to measure our worth by external standards, the fickle judgments of others. This conditioning creates a dependency on validation, a constant need for reassurance. It's akin to a plant that's been deprived of sunlight, stretching relentlessly towards a perceived source of warmth, only to find it an illusion. This relentless pursuit of external approval often blinds us to our own intrinsic value. Another crucial layer is the societal pressure to conform, the expectation to fit a particular mold, whether it's a prescribed image of success or a specific emotional display. This pressure often stifles authenticity, leading to a disconnect from our true selves. Building on this, consider the power of empathy. If you truly wish to understand the dynamics at play, cultivate empathy. Actively seek to grasp the other person's perspective, their unspoken anxieties, their own internal battles. Imagine their life, their struggles, their unique experiences. This doesn't mean condoning hurtful behaviors or dismissing your own needs. Instead, it fosters understanding, a crucial element in bridging divides and fostering authentic connection. It's like learning a new language, not just memorizing words, but understanding the nuances, the cultural context, the unspoken emotions that lie beneath the surface. Consequently, this understanding doesn't erase the pain, it transforms it. It allows you to see the situation not as a personal attack, but as a reflection of a broader human experience. It allows for a deeper understanding of yourself and others, forging a path toward more resilient connections. Consider a sculptor carefully shaping clay. They don't ignore the imperfections, but use them to reveal the beauty within. Conversely, recognize that not every interaction needs to be a grand gesture of validation. Sometimes genuine connection lies in the quiet moments, the simple acts of kindness, the shared laughter, the mutual support. These small moments, often overlooked, can be the bedrock of meaningful relationships. A smile, a helping hand, a listening ear. These are the subtle acts that speak volumes, forging connections that transcend the need for constant approval. Now, consider how this applies when you face the subtle yet pervasive pressure to conform. This isn't about overt criticism, but rather the constant, almost imperceptible tug toward a prescribed image of success or emotional expression. Imagine a flock of birds, all instinctively flying in the same formation. While this ensures a streamlined flight, it also limits individual expression and potential. Each bird, in its uniqueness, holds a unique perspective and ability. But the flock's rigid structure often suppresses these variances. Similarly, Societal expectations can stifle our individuality, leading us to suppress our authentic selves in pursuit of a perceived ideal. Indeed, this conformity often masquerades as strength. We adopt certain behaviors, postures, and even emotions to project an image of resilience or success, even when the reality inside is quite different. This facade, while seemingly advantageous in the short term, often traps us in a cycle of self-denial and unmet needs. Consider the example of a young professional who meticulously cultivates an image of unwavering confidence, even when plagued by self-doubt. This carefully constructed persona, while initially garnering admiration, ultimately isolates them from genuine connection and hinders true self-discovery. Furthermore, examine the role of fear in this process. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of appearing vulnerable. These potent emotions can drastically shape our behaviors. They can lead us to avoid expressing our true selves, to mask our authentic emotions, and ultimately to limit our capacity for meaningful connection. A fragile flower, afraid of the wind, might choose to remain hidden, shielding its delicate petals from the world. But in doing so, it misses the chance to blossom into its full beauty. Building on this, however, recognize that fear is not inherently negative. It is an essential survival mechanism, a warning signal. The key lies in discerning the difference between healthy caution and paralyzing anxiety. A healthy awareness of potential consequences allows us to navigate life's challenges more effectively. However, an overemphasis on fear can lead to self-imposed limitations. The challenge lies in understanding the nature of fear and learning to manage it constructively. Consequently, consider the power of self-compassion. Being kind to yourself during times of challenge, vulnerability, or perceived inadequacy is paramount. Imagine a gentle rain nourishing a thirsty plant. This nurturing approach allows us to recognize our imperfections without judgment, allowing us to grow and evolve. This self-care is not selfish. It is a crucial foundation for building a life of authenticity and connection. Conversely, the pursuit of external validation often blinds us to the inherent beauty of our own uniqueness. It's like searching for a hidden treasure map while ignoring the treasure lying right in front of us, our own unique talents, passions, and experiences. This treasure, often overlooked, is the source of true strength and contentment. Now, consider how this applies when you face the insidious trap of comparison. We live in a world saturated with curated images, meticulously crafted portrayals of idealized lives. Social media feeds, glossy magazines, and even seemingly mundane encounters often fuel a relentless comparison game. This comparison, while seemingly harmless, can be a potent poison, chipping away at self-esteem and contentment. It's like a relentless erosion, slowly wearing away at the foundation of your self-worth. Furthermore, this insidious comparison often takes on a specific, often unconscious form. We compare ourselves to perceived successes, individuals who seem to effortlessly navigate life's challenges. We focus on external achievements, neglecting the intricate tapestry of personal struggles that often lie beneath the surface. This comparison is akin to a traveler judging the height of a mountain from the valley floor, overlooking the countless smaller hills and valleys hidden along the ascent. Building on this, however, consider the inherent subjectivity of these perceived successes. The curated images we see online often mask the reality behind them. They are often meticulously crafted narratives, not necessarily reflecting the true nature of the individual's lives. Think of a carefully constructed Instagram profile. It showcases a curated version of reality, often leaving out the mundane, the setbacks, the moments of doubt and frustration. This constructed image, while captivating, often distorts our perception of happiness and fulfillment. Consequently, recognizing the inherent subjectivity of these perceptions is crucial. Avoid the trap of comparing your journey to someone else's carefully crafted narrative. Instead, focus on your own unique path, your own pace, and your own personal definition of success. Embrace the inherent beauty of your own growth, acknowledging that your journey is uniquely yours, distinct from any other. Conversely, understand that progress is not a linear path. It's more akin to a winding river meandering through valleys and over mountains. There are moments of stillness, periods of challenge, and stretches of seemingly unproductive effort. Instead of fixating on the destination, focus on the journey itself, appreciating the lessons learned and the growth experienced along the way. Think of a seed buried deep within the earth. Its growth is not immediate, not uniform, but a testament to the inherent potential within. Now, consider how this applies when you face the relentless pressure to achieve. Society often paints a picture of unwavering progress, a constant ascent toward a predefined summit of success. This, however, is a misleading simplification. True growth often involves detours, setbacks, and unexpected detours. It resembles a winding mountain trail, not a perfectly straight path. Each twist, each turn, offers a unique perspective, a chance to appreciate the landscape from a different angle. Instead of viewing these inevitable stumbles as failures, reframe them as opportunities for learning and adaptation. Imagine a seasoned sailor. They don't shy away from storms, but learn to navigate them, adjusting their course and utilizing their skills to weather the tempest. Similarly, we must learn to adapt to the unexpected challenges that life inevitably throws our way. Another crucial layer is the recognition that true success isn't a singular destination, but a journey filled with personal growth and development. Consider the act of sculpting. A sculptor doesn't simply carve away at the material, they meticulously shape, refine, and refine again. Each stroke, each cut, reveals a hidden form, a latent beauty. Similarly, our lives are a process of constant refinement, revealing our truest selves through experience and introspection. Furthermore, this relentless pursuit of achievement often obscures the value of the present moment. We become so focused on future goals that we lose touch with the beauty and richness of the now. This is akin to a traveler gazing so intently at the distant horizon that they miss the vibrant flowers blooming at their feet. Conversely, consider the inherent value of embracing imperfection. Imperfection is not a flaw, but a testament to our humanity. It's the marks on a weathered oak, the stories etched into a well-worn book. These imperfections add character, depth, and a unique narrative to our lives. Consequently, cultivate a mindset that values the process of becoming, not just the outcome. Focus on the journey, not just the destination. This shift in perspective fosters a deeper sense of gratitude for the present moment, recognizing the inherent beauty in the journey itself. It's like savoring each bite of a delicious meal, appreciating the flavors and textures rather than rushing through it to reach the next course. This appreciation for the process often unlocks a more profound sense of contentment and fulfillment. Reflecting on this journey so far, we've traversed a landscape of subtle shifts in perception, moving beyond surface-level anxieties to a deeper understanding of the human condition. The threads of our exploration, interwoven with the nuances of societal expectations and our own internal landscapes, now coalesce into a more nuanced perspective. It's as if, having ascended a winding mountain path, we now stand on a precipice, the summit within reach, yet its true form veiled by the mist of uncertainty, the subtle tug of societal pressures, the perceived weight of expectations, and the insidious trap of comparison. These elements, once seemingly disparate, now reveal a shared narrative. They are not isolated obstacles, but rather facets of a single complex interplay. This interplay, like the intricate patterns of a woven tapestry, reveals the intricate connections between our internal struggles and the external world. We've considered the often uncomfortable truths, the unspoken realities that shape our interactions and relationships. We've explored the subtle ways in which fear, validation, and societal pressures intersect, creating a multifaceted understanding of the human condition. This understanding, akin to a carefully assembled puzzle, is not merely a collection of pieces but a cohesive whole, revealing a more complete picture of the journey ahead. As we pivot towards the final reflection, the path forward becomes clearer. We've not sought to eliminate the complexities, but to embrace them, recognizing them as inherent elements of the human experience. The journey has been one of self-discovery, a gradual peeling away of layers, revealing a core of resilience and strength. This strength, like a sturdy oak rooted deeply in the earth, will weather any storm, endure any challenge. Our journey, therefore, is not an escape from these complexities, but rather an engagement with them. It is a recognition that within these intricate patterns lie the seeds of personal growth, the potential for profound connection, and the capacity for enduring resilience. Drawing these strands together, we see the potential for a transformation, not merely in how we understand ourselves and others, but in how we interact with the world around us. With this understanding, we can approach the final reflection with a heightened awareness of the subtle yet profound forces that shape our experiences. Standing on this precipice, we now glimpse the full panorama of our journey, the quiet ache, the unspoken expectations, the subtle pressures. They were not isolated incidents, but intertwined threads woven into the fabric of our experience. They weren't meant to be ignored, but understood. We've moved beyond the surface-level anxieties, recognizing the complex interplay of instinct, expectation, and societal influence. This is not an escape from these complexities. It is a profound engagement with them. This understanding, this recognition of the intricate dance between our inner landscapes and the external world is not a passive observation. It is a catalyst for change. It's akin to a seed planted in fertile ground, gradually pushing through the soil, revealing its inherent potential. This is not about achieving a specific outcome, a predefined notion of success. It's about acknowledging the inherent value of the journey itself, the process of becoming. It's about acknowledging the beauty in the winding path, the lessons learned in the unexpected turns, the resilience forged in the face of adversity. The true strength, then, lies not in avoiding the pain, the challenges, the perceived misunderstandings, but in embracing them, in recognizing the intricate dance between our inner struggles and the external world. We unearth a profound capacity for empathy, for understanding, and ultimately, for connection. It's like a sculptor, recognizing the subtle imperfections as integral to the final form, the unique marks of the journey. This acceptance, this embrace of the imperfect, allows us to cultivate a more profound sense of self-awareness and self-worth. We are not defined by the judgments of others, the unspoken expectations, or the fleeting moments of perceived inadequacy. We are defined by our capacity to navigate the complexities of the human experience, to embrace our vulnerabilities, and to recognize our inherent strength in the face of adversity. The path ahead is not a predetermined destination, but a continuous journey of self-discovery and growth. This understanding, this awareness, is not a destination, but a continuous process. It is a call to action, not to seek external validation, but to cultivate inner resilience. It is a call to embrace the full spectrum of human experience, to find strength in vulnerability, and to recognize the inherent beauty in the imperfections of our shared humanity. The true practice begins now. Let us embrace the journey not as a series of isolated moments, but as a unified whole, a testament to the profound capacity for growth and connection that resides within each of us.